luck that we basically told them where it's going to be. I mean, they're like, here's where you're standing. They're going to come out and pull, like,
Testing, 1, 2, 3. We're in Oklahoma.
It's not going to happen there's no way it's happening at 10. I bet it happens at 10:30 or so.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's nothing here. And
yeah. Okay.
9:58.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're doing our hit like now.
Yeah. You can walk.
Well, and if they come out, I'll swing out this way
Yeah.
so I'm in front of you guys. I don't think they're gonna be here.
And they are trying to get right.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
That
And
was,
later
and
start
that's,
calling
and that's what they were saying, was maybe you guys go to the car, and you go to Amarillo and fly out Amarillo.
I know.
That would be a 2-hour drive, which is way better, but it's still... Okay, here we go. Stay there.
What would you guys roughly cost? Yeah, I think so. I'm not hearing.
Yeah, a remarkable weekend here in the Oklahoma Panhandle. As you know, we were there exclusively as a convoy of law enforcement closed in to serve these 4 arrest warrants on Tiffany Adams, Tad Cohen, and Cole and Cora Trombley. We're setting up now, awaiting this news conference. It was supposed to start right now, but it is obviously delayed, and we expect probably in about half an hour. But we have several agencies coming together here. This is the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations, as well as the FBI and the Texas County Sheriff. And I did chat earlier with Texas County Sheriff Matt Foley, and he said it's been a lot of hard work over the past 2 weeks. He seemed clearly relieved. As you know, it's been a long time since they mentioned that there was foul play in this case, and they went radio silence after. Well, they were clearly working very hard, collecting evidence in this case, speaking with people before making these arrests on Saturday. And they appeared very heavily armed in executing these arrest warrants on the 4 suspects. As you mentioned, Tiffany Adams is the paternal grandmother in a bitter custody fight with Veronica Butler. There was supposed to be a court hearing on Wednesday in that custody dispute, and at that time, Veronica was expected to ask for more visitation and full custody of the 2 kids, and we're talking about an 8-year-old boy as well as a 6-year-old girl. And Marty, I can also tell you that I've spoken exclusively with a relative of Tad Cohen, and they tell me that this is not him. He is not a murderer. And this person is defending his character. They claim that they fully expect that Tad Cohen will fight these charges, and that he is not the type of person to ever hurt a woman. But Marty, obviously developments out here this morning. We are waiting for more from law enforcement when this press conference gets underway. Marty? Well, Tad Cohen is Tiffany's longtime boyfriend. They live together in Cimarron County here in the Oklahoma Panhandle. The Twombleys live close by. They own they're cattle ranchers. They're also known to breed dogs in the area, and they are believed to be close friends. find out more the relationship between these four people. Hopefully, when law enforcement comes out here. That we followed that law enforcement convoy to several locations, and everything around here, this is a very rural area. Everything is spread out and seems to be, 30 miles, 40 miles apart, often over an hour drive. But we went to various locations in Texas County as well as Cimarron County, and we now know that one of those properties was the Twombly property compound. And at that property is where we heard law enforcement on a loudspeaker yelling, "We have a warrant for your arrest." So there were several properties that we went to following this law enforcement convoy. At one point they split and went into a field. We followed the SWAT team further down, and that we now know that we had followed them to the Twombly's house. For now, OSBI is only saying that it was in a rural part of Texas County. We do not know where those bodies were recovered. We also don't know, what state the remains are in. We're hoping to learn more about that when we hear from law enforcement, but no, they have not said where the bodies were located. And also they're stressing that, the bodies were transported to the medical examiner's office, and it's pending identification, it's pending a manner of death, but obviously, the belief is it is the remains of Veronica and Jillian, because they were found during the search for these two women.
Come back. You're good. You can come back.
Just making sure
Oh,
they're good.
they're doing it too?
Y'all good?
Good? Yeah.
Jacob, you gonna put this back?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Put it back. How you doing, man?
Should I stay on the line?
Okay, I learned about this really late last night.
You're looking good.
I want to be on it because that way if they
Well, they had the rest of it because I was holding out waiting for my Barolo.
Wait, should I hang up?
if you want to hang up so you can listen, and then that way I'll be on IMD and they say like, oh, we're gonna come to you. I can
Okay.
let you know. So
Okay.
what's the
You know what? Yeah. You know what? I haven't. Wait. Why can't you just? You could have entered my usual ID number.
You did. Okay. Yeah, I'll come over.
Yeah, I'll be on it. And if they like start being like,
You know what they're gonna? They'll come when the launches start. Then let me call Debbie.
Testing. It's good? Oh, okay. Cool. Perfect. Battery doesn't die every time they do this. I'm here today just in case. No, I got batteries. I just don't have to go change them out if it's like 2 hours from now. I was
say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Everybody goes that way.
I saw it. I was like, yeah, I should get mine too. And I was like, oh, I have the same beard.
I think yours are a little nicer than mine. When you get them,
I don't know, past year or so.
I've got.
I mean, yours might have a little more wear and tear on them. Pretty much the same one. Unless they're newer.
Those aren't like noise canceling or anything, are they?
I think they are. They are, but I just didn't put batteries. Yeah, they are, but the batteries are like what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Instead of teaching.
Yeah, literally ones that were from a real brand.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I have like the backup, like airline earbuds, but they like only one side work. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably check these.
I mean, it makes me look like it. I'm not entirely sure if I do, but it makes me look like it.
See, my daughter always complained that they showed Hoosier. He had like a teacher who was a coach, and that's all he did. Hoosiers.
I think I'd rather watch you than be signed up
It was like, about 10 times.
Y'all waiting on me? Let's get started.
That's right.
I suppose you're wondering why I called you.
That's right.
We're here to discuss the results of the tri-quarterly agriculture report.
Like, oh, you thought this was about that? Like, I haven't. I really want to. Oh, is it out? Is it out now? Okay.
My dad's side, he's like, don't be a war correspondent. It's like, it's more the news. I don't think that's not happening.
Yeah, I haven't. I just got my passport and I haven't. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell them.
Better.
Not me, but they sent for it. They sent it for and they were like 3 months or whatever. But when the Pope dies, I'll go to NP, but I don't want to go to war. I want to be shooting videos and shooting bullets. I was in Portland.
I think Amarillo got shot at, so. Amarillo got shot at twice. So.
Right?
Yeah.
We were in Kansas City, got shot.
Yes, I can. Will do. Hey, you want to do a quick audio check with Trayvon? Yeah,
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. That's fine, Blake. Where he going? I don't know. Okay.
So are Texans,
We all talk like we can't say.
fish on Bud Light. They started buying other.
They're not setting anything up, so.
I think here we go, play.
Did Oklahoma City make it out? No? Wow. Do you? Is everybody ready?
Can you count to 10 real quick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're good to go.
All right, so I'm just going to kind of do a step-by-step process of how we're going to do this. Each agency is going to have an opportunity to talk. You guys will have an opportunity to ask questions. So again, my name is Hunter McKee, Hunter. I'm the Public Information Manager with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. We have the Director of the OSBI, Angela Spurlock here, the Deputy Director of the OSBI, Stephen Carter. We also have representatives with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have the Texas County Sheriff, and we also have the District Attorney. So we are going to start with a few words from the Director of the OSBI, Angela Spurlock.
Good morning. I appreciate you all coming today. As Hunter said, my name is Angela Spurlock, the Director for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. As you all know, we have been working very diligently for the last 2 weeks to bring closure to the families. This has been challenging for everybody involved. This case did not end the way we had hoped. It has certainly been a tragedy for everybody involved. The mission of the OSBI, though, is to protect Oklahoma one partnership at a time, and certainly this case is an example of how those partnerships work and how it takes everybody coming together to bring resolution. And so while I am very grateful for all of my agents that have worked since the very beginning, 24 hours a day, to get us to the point we are today, we could not have reached where we're at without the partnerships of the Texas County Sheriff's Office, the District 1 District Attorney's Office, without our FBI partners, and without the assistance of the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol that could not be here. So our condolences go out to the family, and we will continue to update you as we continue to move this investigation forward. And I'm going to now turn it over to our FBI partners. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sonia Garcia. I am Acting Special Agent in Charge for the Oklahoma City Field Office, FBI. On behalf of the entire FBI, I want to express our sincerest condolences to the family and loved ones of Veronica and Jillian. The FBI was requested to assist on this matter on April 4th, and since then we've had a dedicated team of analysts, agents, evidence response, and tactical personnel working around the clock and alongside with OSBI and Texas County Sheriff's Office to bring the individuals responsible for this crime into custody and to provide a sense of closure to the families and to this community. Know that we are grieving with you today. We will continue to work with our partners and to be an advocate for Jillian and Veronica and to ensure that justice will be served. Thank you.
My name is Matt Boley. I am the Sheriff of Texas County, and I would also like to offer our condolences to the family. My agency's role in this is that we received a call on March 30th of an abandoned vehicle missing, with persons missing from the vehicle. Deputies immediately responded to the area. When they arrived on scene, they found some things that just weren't adding up, so we established a crime scene and then notified the OSBI to have them come and assist us with this and to actually take lead on the case. All right. We established a search party made up of the Guyman Fire Department and several of the volunteer fire departments in the county. And we searched the area around the crime scene for about a mile in each direction. Once the OSBI arrived on the scene, they took the lead and got us to this point where we are today. I'd like to thank the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, especially the Northwest region. They were phenomenal in this. The Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, Guyman Fire Department, several Kansas agencies that assisted, local agencies here in Texas County that assisted, and I'm sure I've forgotten a few, but I'd like to just say thank you, even to the public. All right, there was a lot of questions from the public as was there any danger to the public? And I think from the get-go, once we arrived on scene, that and we gained a little bit of information, that we felt this wasn't a random deal. All right, we felt that with some of the information coming in, that it was more targeted, and we started to look in those areas that we were pointed to. Okay, thank you.
I'm George Harrison Leach III. I'm the district attorney for District 1. I wanted to start to let you know that on Friday the informations were filed, and they were filed under seal. The reason they were filed under seal was to protect our law enforcement officers and to try to keep the children out of harm's way. We were successful. No shots were fired, and the children were kept out of harm's way. Our district judge issued an order this morning, and those files are now unsealed. So you can get the information at the courthouse, you can get the affidavits at the courthouse, which will give you the facts that we were working off of. Additionally, I would like to begin by, this has been an amazing enterprise. I was reading on social media some of the stuff
proper identification and also look into a cause and manner of death.
What led to the discovery of the bodies?
Based on the evidence that our agents and local law enforcement were able to obtain, we used that to search a wide area throughout Texas County, and we were able to use those resources in order to find where these two bodies were.
Do you know the timeline for when the bodies should be identified and when we should know what the cause of death was?
It's a case-by-case basis, but as soon as we hear back from the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office, we will let the public know.
Can you describe the scene where these bodies were recovered and what state these remains are in?
No, I mean, I can say that it was a very rural area. I cannot state the condition of the bodies.
Is this private property?
I cannot confirm that at this time.
In Oklahoma, there's the death penalty. If convicted, could we possibly maybe see this in this case?
You would have to reach out to the district attorney's office. That'll be something that will be discussed further down the line.
DA Stewart alluded to a lot of people calling in with a lot of tips. Were there particular tips that broke this case?
We received several tips throughout this entire process. The public, I mean, I know that we had thanked that our local law enforcement agencies, what they were able to help us and throughout this search, but the people here throughout this area have done a tremendous job of reaching out to us. The original press release that we had put out on March 31st in regards to searching for these two women, we constantly received several tips and had used those throughout the entire 14-day process in order to find these two bodies and then also discover and find those who were responsible for this crime.
So the reason foul play was suspected was because of evidence found in the car. Can you go into more detail now of what that evidence was?
We cannot still at this time. It is still an ongoing investigation, and that is for our investigative purposes. Again, we can say that the evidence that was discovered inside of that abandoned vehicle and around it, we're able to help our investigators determine that there was foul play involved and then led to the progression of this investigation. What was in the vehicle around it, we cannot discuss.
It was quite a convoy in executing these 4 search warrants. Was there concern of resistance to arrest? How much concern was there over a possible gunfight?
When you are regarding arrests and multiple arrests in the magnitude that we have all discussed, there is always, there is always a cause of trying to protect the public as best you possibly can. We can say that all 4 of those arrests were made without incident, and so that, of course, went extremely well, and we are extremely grateful. Another agency that wasn't able to make it that was a big part of that and helped us tremendously was the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. So we want to thank them tremendously on that. But, I mean, again, there was concern, but we are extremely thankful that no one was hurt, no one was injured during this process.
Did any of the 4 suspects charged in the case tell law enforcement where to find them?
Say that one more time.
Did any of the 4 suspects charged in the case tell law enforcement where to find them?
No, we cannot discuss that at this time.
How early did you guys have suspects?
We can't discuss that at this time.
Are you able to go into further detail how you believe that this was targeted and not a random act?
Based on the evidence and the information that we were able to obtain throughout the entire investigation, what was found inside of the vehicle, witnesses, family, friends of the victims that we were able to talk to throughout this entire process, we were able to gain the information to determine that that these 4 people were responsible for both of these women going missing.
Also, are you able to confirm if this was over a custody battle?
We cannot confirm that at this time.
What's the relationship, if any, between the suspects and Veronica and Julia?
Again, because it is still an ongoing investigation, we cannot discuss that.
We know that 1 arrest was in Texas County, the 3 others in Cimarron. Can you describe the arrest process? You said there was no resistance, but...
That's all we can really say at this time. And we can say that the 4 people that we were looking for were found, arrested, and placed into custody within the same day, and there was no resistance.
And obviously you can't talk about the evidence in this case, but is there significant physical evidence in this investigation?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Are you able to go into the condition of the bodies that were found?
No.
Is there a reason you guys were so tight-lipped right off the start? You said there wasn't a threat to the public when you guys were investigating, but still not a lot of information was released. Is there a reason for that?
There was not immediate threat to the public. Again, as the sheriff alluded, this was a targeted case. And when you ask about us not releasing a lot of information in that 2-week process, this is the way that our investigators work. This is what you have to do in order to get the job done. Everybody involved in order to catch those responsible and do everything in our power to find both of these people who went missing from the very beginning. So again, as we tried to do, as the investigation progresses, we can release as much details as we possibly can. But again, the way that this process works is you can't give away as much as maybe you guys are asking for, because that's how we're able to catch these 4 suspects.
Did law enforcement speak with Tiffany Adams on March 30th?
I cannot confirm that.
Is the property where the bodies were found connected to the suspects at all?
I cannot confirm that.
Was Kelly a court-appointed supervisor for Butler's visit with the children?
I can't go into that.
So I know the bodies haven't been identified, but you know, everyone expressed their condolences. Do you think there's any chance that Veronica and Jillian are still alive?
This time.
Have the suspects been cooperative and talkative, or have they provided any type of confessions?
We cannot release that at this time.
Have the families helped you guys during this process at all? Have you guys worked
Yes.
with them? What's that been like?
Families, friends, people that have known both of these women who went missing have been a tremendous help. Everybody that we have talked to has helped us tremendously in doing everything they can to give us the necessary information in order for us to try to track them down and find out what happened.
Where are the children?
We can't.
Will they face any federal charges?
We're not going to go into that right now.
So what next? Is there going to be further investigation?
Yes,
in,
the investigation continues. The next steps are when the identification of the 2 victims is made, we will let everyone know, and when the cause and manner of death is made by the medical examiner's office, we will let everyone know. Right?
Were the bodies together?
We cannot confirm that. Right now, there are no suspects at large. The public is not in danger. That's what's important to us. We are extremely grateful that we were able to locate and arrest the 4 people that we believe are responsible for this crime. As soon as the identification Bureau of Investigation, the KHP, everybody worked nonstop in order to come together and make these arrests.
Can you talk at all about the relationship between?
No, we can't go into that right now.
Was there ever any concern for the children at any point in this investigation? Like for their safety?
There's always concern whenever there's children involved, but we can say that the children are safe.
With this being such a rural area, did this make this case unique in any ways?
It made it challenging. Again, you're talking about northern Texas County, near that Kansas line. Very every agency involved in this in order to get this done.
Those four are still being held here.
Yes. Is everybody good?